Hey guys, Phoenix here today. Today's video is going to be on my new PumpSnap 3.0. This 3.0 PumpSnap was made by me, for me, and I guess for any guests that are going to film in the Fort 4. I'm attending that this weekend, and I hope you are too, those of you who live in the area within reason. I mean, I'm sure I have some viewers in Australia that obviously cannot go, but oh well, who cares. So this PumpSnap, like I said, was made by me. I painted it. It's very nice, and in comparison to my old PumpSnap, it's a lot cleaner, but at the same time it's still just as effective as the older one, if not more effective. This one features a slightly wider foregrip. If you look, there's a little bit wider foregrip. It's mechanically fastened onto the pump grip via 3 screws, and then it's also hot glued on, and then I have goop to sort of fill in the gap there, and then Bondo to do most of the body work, which is why this looks pretty smooth. I mean, it's not the best job, but it's a lot cleaner than hot glue marks, for example. It's painted green with Krylon Fusion green. I don't know the exact name for it. If you want, you can look it up online. And that's just held on with 2 screws. Trigger's painted black. I really like the fact that this trigger's painted. It hides all the ugly marks from like the JB weld I put on this one. I still probably need to paint that eventually, but oh well. The trigger is also a metal L bracket, which is held in with 2 screws, as you can see there. The body is painted, is just white. I just sanded it until I got all the writing off of it, and I still need to put a clear coat on this black. But other than that, it's pretty much done. I need to do some cosmetic work up around the bushing where I did that. I also filled in the screw holes with JB Weld for cosmetics. Actually, if you're doing cosmetic work with JB Weld to, I guess you could say structural work too, make sure you use the 5-minute quick set JB Weld. It's a lot better than the long-term set JB Weld. I don't know why I would wait 24 hours for a cosmetic glue to dry. Bondo doesn't even take that long. And yeah. The handle is cut from poplar wood. I did on, I think, a bandsaw. I can't remember if I used my bandsaw or my scroll saw. I'm pretty sure I used my bandsaw. And I got that at Home Depot a while ago. And then with the cherry stain, so it gives a nice look. And I think the black, white, green, and the stained handle really go together well, as long as the black handle. This is the new 3.0 priming method, which means there are no slots in a plunger rod. It's simply a washer, and that washer is held on with a piece of nylon that runs through the CPVC and is bolted on so it won't like pull off. And then there's a hole drilled through it and an 1.25" fender washer attached to the back, which is pushed by 2 bolts. You can sort of see in there, maybe, maybe not, I don't know, the bolts. There's one on each side, and there's a piece of an 1.5" thin wall PVC coupler solvent welded onto the pump grip, and it's the same size as the pump grip. The semicircle is cut out the same, and so what that does is adds extra support so the screws don't bend like this. They still retain their position and they move straight back, and that makes the priming motion a lot smoother. Construction is way easier on these too. I do this front cutout jig. So for example, let's say I need to cut the curved portion of the body on a PumpSnap like so. What I would do is I'd get a piece of PVC, and it'd have its marks on it because I have this jig to make marks, and I'd line up this mark going straight. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. This one right here, the halfway jig mark, lines up with the lines on the body or on the slots. And so then what I'd do is I'd take the other jig, and I'll put that on here too. And it's kind of hard to do all on camera, but as you can see, that sits a flat surface, so I could like go over to my scroll saw and it sits flat, so when I cut, I know it's cutting straight, because if I just say, oh, I'm going to cut slots and go, it'll start spinning like this, and your cuts won't be accurate. So I did the slots on the scroll saw using these two jigs. And what they are is just a square piece of wood with a hole drilled in the center, big enough to fit the PVC through, and it's sanded so it fits it nice and tight. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this PumpSnap. I really like it a lot, and I'm going to actually shoot it at the garage door. Now I know I had a viewer in my last PumpSnap firing video say that it damages the garage, and it does, but eventually I'm going to have to get a new garage door, or my parents will, I guess you could say. So it really doesn't matter to me. And besides, I'm shooting towards the bottom part of the garage door, so it doesn't really affect it anyway, since there's like a weather stripping piece at the bottom. So yeah, let's shoot this thing. Real quick, going over the hopper clip, I just have a clear clip, a 12-inch CPVC barrel that is reamed out for darts to feed through, and then I have a ball valve. And what's really cool is that this ball valve is actually black and white, just like the paint job, and it actually blends in really well. I need to paint this black and put orange on it, of course, so that will match the body as well. It doesn't really match my other PumpSnap, but this is the one I'll be using probably until I build a newer one. So yeah, let's get to the firing test. I'm going to be shooting, you know what, I'm going to move this up on the drill press so you guys can actually see me shooting it. I'm going to fire at the lower portion of the garage door down like this. So let's see if I can adjust this. There we go. Here we go. So as you can see, it's very powerful and very sturdy. So there's that. And that hopefully will conclude the PumpSnap 3.0 video. I really like the new PumpSnap design, and maybe around Christmas time when I get a bunch of extra money, I might be building these in bulk and selling them off in a batch. I also do commission these individually, so if you want one, I have pricing that you can get from PMing me. One more thing I might do before I shut this off is I might put a Phoenix stencil on here in white paint. I think that'd look really cool. I did a similar stencil to Ambient's 327's PumpSnap when I commissioned his, and I'm actually going to be upgrading his PumpSnaps when I go to filming the Fort 4 this weekend. So I hope to see you guys there. There will be a whole entire war video on filming the Fort 4, so if you can't go, you will still be able to see it. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video, and hope you have a wonderful day.